Hi there. In this lesson, we'll explore timers. In the real world, a timer is a specialized clock that's used to measure the amount of time elapsed. After a specific amount of time has passed, a timer signals to the user when time is up and to take the next action, such as removing something from the oven or to go to the next station. In JavaScript, we can set timers using a built-in method or function called setTimer. The setTimer function sets a timer which executes a function repeatedly until the timer is stopped. The setTimer function has two parameters: the name of the function to be executed repeatedly until the timer is stopped, and the time in milliseconds that the timer should wait before a given function is called. We call these types of functions callback functions, meaning it's a function that's called after a certain amount of time. For example, let's create a JavaScript program that prints hi every second. First, we create a function with the code we want our timer to execute after time has elapsed. The function printHi will print hi to the console when called. In main, we can set our timer. We write setTimer, open parentheses, the name of the function printHi. Notice we did not include the parentheses of the function, just its name. And the time in milliseconds. 1 second is equivalent to 1,000 milliseconds. Close parentheses and semicolon. When we click run, we see that the program will print hi every second. In graphics programs, we can use timers to call functions that will change the color, position, size, text, and more after a given time has passed. We can do cool things with our designs, such as create color transitions or even simulate motion. Let's explore this more closely in the editor. We're going to create a program that moves a basketball across the screen using the setTimer function. The first thing I'm going to do is set up a global variable called basketball. I'm not going to assign it anything just yet, but we can use that variable now across multiple functions. And then I'm going to create a function called Init Ball, which basically means I'm going to initialize the ball object. And we're going to use some parameters here that we can pass values into it, including the radius of the ball, the color of the circle, and its x and y positions. Now I'm going to set up a new local variable, ball, and we're going to create a new circle with that variable. And we'll use that radius parameter, whatever value gets passed in there, for the radius of this new circle. Then I'm also going to set the position of ball by using the x and y values that are passed into the function. And I'll do the same thing with setting the color of the ball. We'll use whatever's passed in for the color into that function. Then we'll add ball. And lastly, I'm going to return ball. And what that means is that whatever we do after we've set up the ball object, we're going to return that back into the main function. And we're going to return that to the variable basketball. And this is where we're going to take the basketball variable and then call the Init Ball function, passing the arguments of 30 for the radius. And then we'll pass through a color of E47041, which is a nice basketball color, and the x and y positions, which we're going to set at 50-50 to begin. Now that we've set up that basketball and we're storing it in the basketball variable, we're going to set up a draw function as well that we can call. And this is where the setTimer is going to be involved. So we'll use that global variable of basketball down here, and we're going to use the move method to move the basketball 2 pixels to the right and 2 pixels downward. So it's changing the x and y values by 2 by increasing them by 2 each time the function is called. So now we'll set up that setTimer function, and we're going to call on that draw function that we just created every 20 milliseconds. Now when we run the program, we'll see our orange basketball moving across the screen by increasing the x and y values of 2 every time the draw function is called. Now it's your turn to code some programs.